Do you have a good morning routine? What should be on your morning routine list? Why do you want a morning routine? Join me for this interview with Laurie from secretsofsupermom.com. She will answer all your morning routine questions and more. Watch now and find out how supermoms get mom life, a career, and everything in between just right. I'm very excited to introduce Laurie. She's the mom blogger at secretsofsupermom.com, a mother of 4, an author, and an expert at helping moms being happy and fulfilled, not only at work, but also at home. Welcome, Laurie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Laurie, I'm sure the audience is eager to get to know you a little bit more personal. So share with us something that most people don't know about you.
Okay. I actually like to do crafts and scrapbook. So I like to do photography. That's one of my hobbies, but I actually like to do like manual cut paper, old school scrapbooks. So not a lot of people know that because it's kind of a fun little craft I do.
Okay. And it's a great way to be creative and just get all the creative juices flowing for all the other projects that you're doing.
Absolutely. Yes. It's so nice to just get your hands dirty with it. Yeah.
One of my biggest concerns as a parent at the moment is obviously keeping my family healthy and safe during the pandemic. Is there something as a parent that's keeping you up at night?
So I think a lot about teenagehood. This worries me. I know a lot of friends that have teens and the relationships change and things become different. And my children, so as you mentioned, I have 4 of them. My oldest is 11 and my youngest is 4. So there's only about 6.5 years top to bottom, wow, which means all 4 of them will be teenagers at the same time. And oh, wow, that's scary to me. Yeah. So it's a little scary to me because right now I feel like I'm really in the sweet spot of their ages. Everyone is great. We're out of diapers where everyone can speak and communicate their needs to us, but they're still really close to us. And so I think that all of those changes are exciting, but also really scary.
I think you're up for a fun time as soon as they're all teenagers. And, you know, I think what I hear from a lot of other parents is the anxiety that goes with teenage years. A lot of that going around, being anxious about schoolwork and friends and all the social pressures that they had to cope with, and add now all the pandemic issues that they're facing. You know, it could be quite a tough ride.
It's tough. Yeah, agree.
But that's exactly why we're so happy to have you here today, because you're going to tell us exactly how to deal with all of this. So what is that one thing that you can help all the moms today with?
So when in writing the book, I surveyed and interviewed almost 200 moms. And the biggest thing a lot. The biggest thing that they struggle with is time. So time was the number one thing. 37% of moms said time. And then underneath that, 35% of moms said balance. So that is really taking your time and moving it between all of the things that you're required to do as a mom. And so to me, that's almost 75% of the moms struggling with time. And so a lot of the areas in my book focus on, and my blog as well, focus on time, how to better manage time, how to create good habits for time. So I think that is really what I want to focus on today, because it's been such a struggle for moms, especially working moms or part-time working moms, moms with a business, all of these things. We have all of these plates that we're trying to spin, and now homeschool and all of these other things too. It's hard for moms.
I can understand why such a big percentage of moms would say that time is an issue, because it's the one thing that we don't have control over.
It's true.
And what would your best 3 practical tips be to manage our time better?
Sure. So number 1 is a morning routine. And I know some moms hate this. They do not want to get up early. They do not want to, have control of their day right away. But I think that if we're waking up with our kids, we are already behind the line. We're rushing around for them, and we're not getting our day started the way that we want to. So I think in order to have a good mindset, in order to set your day up for success, you have to start it without your kids and with some sort of routine. Now, I don't think that has to be strict. I don't think you have to spend an hour or 2 hours. I think you could spend 10 good minutes looking at your plan for the day, doing some quick journaling or a devotional or some quick reading, having some coffee, having some tea, and then getting ready to start your day. So I think that a morning routine really helps because it's that fresh start to every day to make it start right. I meet moms and I ask, do you have a morning routine? So Esty, do you have a morning routine?
You know, I do. And I have to admit, I've got a little product on my blog that's called Kick-Ass Morning Routine, which is just basically a couple of minutes that helps mom to just get started radiating positive vibes. And, you know, it makes such a difference to our day when we do that. So I fully support you on number one.
I absolutely agree. And I bet that product is exactly what people need, because you can start your day right. And then even if the day gets really far away from you, you can still know that you hit those few things in the morning. Okay, exactly. So number 2 is habits. And by habits, I think having good habits is important, right? Eating well is important and exercising is important, but that's not really what I mean by habits. By habits, I mean setting up strategies in your day that you do the same routine in the same way, because that makes things easier. So if I wake up and I start my day completely differently every day, my day is, I am constantly having to think about what's next. What am I missing? Where do I go now? What am I supposed to do? And an example in my book is I talk about driving to work. So if I got in my car and I drove to work a different way every single morning, I'm going to have to focus very intently on how to get to work, right? Which turns do I do? Am I turning left or am I turning right? Am I taking a back alley? If I drive to work the exact same way every day, sometimes I do it without even thinking, right? I get there and I say, wow, I don't even remember my drive, because I'm in such a good habit of being able to get there. So think about ways in your life, in your day, and it doesn't have to be the same every single day. Maybe it's just certain days you do certain things the same way. But the more we do it the same way, the less likely we are to forget the backpack, the less likely we are to have to really focus on things, forget the shoes. And we're able to really make things easier that will allow us to focus our mind on more important things, and also to just be calmer, because that stress of trying to think about everything all the time goes away.
I think that's great. And it's not only important for us, but as soon as we have a good routine in place for our kids, they also feel a lot safer and more comfortable.
Absolutely. 100%. I agree with you. Okay.
Tip number 3.
Yes. Tip number 3 is mindset. So changing the way you think about your time. So think things like, I have to take my kids to school versus I get to take my kids to school. Not everybody does, right? Not all of us get to. Some of us don't get to at all right now because we're struggling with the pandemic and not going anywhere. But things like I get to work on this amazing, really complicated project at work versus I have to do that. And so you're still doing the exact same things. Your time isn't changing. It's just the way you're thinking about how that time is impacting you. So another thing is thinking about, okay, I don't have enough time to versus this is not my priority. So I don't have enough time to go out to dinner with my friends versus I have chosen other things. And so going out to dinner with my friends is not a priority. And when we think about it that way, we think, what am I saying yes to that's causing me to say no to other things? And it allows us to recheck those priorities, make sure those priorities are actually us spending our time with what we want to be spending our time on. And also able to say with full control, I am choosing to do this over that. I am choosing my family over Netflix or whatever the case may be.
Yes, I think that's really a very, very valuable point that you're making there. I mean, just for us to be able to say, I hate making dinner every night. I actually have the privilege of giving my kids healthy food every night, but it's not always easy, but it makes a huge difference in the way we feel about it.
It really does. And you're right. It's not easy. You can't just snap your fingers. It takes thought and it takes intent, but it really will change the way that you feel if you can consistently do it. Yeah.
that's where the benefit of positive affirmations also come in. Hey, if we just
Absolutely.
keep telling ourselves how good these things are and how good they make us feel, it makes it easier.
Yep, I completely agree with you. I talk about affirmations too, either, as part of just a good day or part of even morning routine. You can add that in. So I think that's great.
Thank you, Laurie, for helping us set our days up for success, and thank you for watching. Start thinking about how a routine, habits, and a positive mindset can help you take control of your mom life. Leave a comment and let us know how having a strong morning routine can change your day. And remember to subscribe and like this video, and look out for the next Good Mom interview coming soon. I'm Esty Alessandrini from healthyfamilyandme.com. Thank you for joining us.